And the referees formally calling the teams to order as we approach the precise moment of the start. Referee Winter to throw the ball into as close as he can manage the centre of the playing area. This is his first challenge, that's for sure. As a former referee myself, I can promise you it's not as easy as these guys make it look. That's a pretty well perfect job. And the one player from each team makes the charge from the ball. Now, I think it's fair to say the Singaporean guy made that there first, but Japan pick up the first possession through Yamauchi. And that will settle them. The captain just takes the ball, has a look up. Nakajima looking very cool, calm and collected here, Japan. They are the number 18 seed to Singapore's 23, so if you believe the seedings provide you a guide to the result, they've got the slight edge. Left-handed shot from the Japanese captain there. Can catch defences out, but not on this occasion. Singapore comfortably bringing it. Feels a little bit cagey, this. The all-Asian clash we've got here in this group. Obviously important to these teams just on that level, if nothing else. Japan looking very comfortable on the ball, not fazed by this, but I'm pretty sure inside they'd love to have this one and done. Be quite a big deal in this group, this game for them. The Asian Championships, Japan second and Singapore fourth, so pretty much in line with their world rankings, you would think. Let's see if Singapore can pull one out of the bag here. Certainly on the break here and looking good about it. Looking for passes. There's a fair bit of arm on that. That's toe. He's got something there, but is this going to be costly? This is Japan away with a fast break. Yamauchi. Oh, I think that was stopped shall I say that was stopped a little too robustly. And that's number one, takes his green card. The captain, Yo, decided there to take one for the team, I think. And a penalty as well. Near certain goal or a decision of the referees, I would imagine. I think it pretty much was. And so, this is a power play, so the captain, Yo, will stay off until the next goal is scored, which may be this penalty, or for 2 minutes. There is a 2-minute timer on the main time clock, which we can just keep an eye on for you if he's not back on before. So this penalty to be taken by Yamauchi for Japan. Confidently done, beautifully done. That'll settle him as a penalty taker. You take the pressure. They're about 70-30 these days, we reckon, and that's one of the 70s, so he'll be pleased. And that gives Japan that marginal lead. So Japan leads Singapore by 1-0. Almost 2 minutes gone. Obviously this means that Singapore are back to 5 players, and referee Winter just having to help the volunteer timekeepers and scorekeepers, who we're very, very grateful for, from the local region. They're all teenagers, volunteered to do this job for us, took a little bit of training, and here they are. And through the first day today, to be fair, they've been pretty much spot on, but just failed to cancel the green card after the goal had been scored. Not exactly the worst mistake they'll ever make, probably, but our referees just want that neat and tidy. And we will be underway in just a moment. Referee Winter's got that sorted out, I think. Oh no. Skipping around. Personally, I've never seen the scorekeeping equipment over there, but I'm willing to bet if I was sitting in front of it, we'd be in a whole more of a mess than we are now. Showing Yo's card there, but I can assure you he's back on the pitch now. The goal's been scored. Pretty sure the refs know that if I do. And I think that's probably what's just being discussed. Just keeping warm, the Singapore team, passing the ball around. And we're away. A bit unlucky for everyone, that. It's part of the learning process. I'm sure the tables have it absolutely spot on, as will the teams and the referees by the end of this week. And we're going to the finals fault-free. That's my hope and prayer. Singapore, nice period. Not panicked by conceding that goal. As we've said, a decade or so ago, you'd have expected a tactical error maybe, but no, just settled it down. Just don't make another mistake. Looking for a good chance. That's in Yo's hands. Can't find anything, circulates outside. They're just going to have to keep an eye on the shot clock, Singapore here. It's going through Yo, and he's the captain. He's had a look up. He knows it's coming. I reckon he's just called that, but there's only 10 seconds. This play's going to have to be set up quickly, or we're just going to have to take a snapshot like Lim did there. Didn't really work out because that's Japanese possession. Maybe they'd have been better off just taking it a little bit close and trying to make a bit more of it. Japan again in their turn. Very, very cool. Nakajima on the ball, moving it up, makes a pass. Kai. Oh, and a foul on the goalkeeper, turns over possession. The ball can be taken from where it was, which is towards the halfway line. Of course, that's Singapore's option. Long ball forwards, but I'm not sure he's read that right. That's going to be, oh, he has recovered it. Can he get a finish? No. Can't just see the player, but that was Yo, the captain, and he wanted to try and finish that himself. He was so close to the goal, I think he had every right to, but not sure the angles were working for him. He took his chance, didn't quite pay off. I wonder how much of a threat that really was from Amauchi, or whether he was just trying to tease it. But that's a slip up. Singapore come away, but they mustn't make a mistake in their turn and give that back up. Don't get that many easy turnovers. You have to make the most of them. And that's Lim just deciding to slow it down, have a little dribble to himself, have a look around, say, well, I'm not going to do anything stupid here. Let's get the ball up the pitch. Just slowing it down, Singapore. Only got one man in, 4 out. If I had to guess, they're trying to look for something on the side nearest to us through Chan, number 7. I think he might be just waiting there for Ice to be distracted. He starts the run, back to the captain. I don't think anyone's going to come through moving at this pace. They're going to have to pick it up a little bit too relaxed. Oh, that's a 6-metre infringement by the Japanese defence, so ball will be taken pretty much exactly on the 6-metre line. Referee Hansen very clear there. Sorry, referee Winter, forgive me everybody. Singapore opting for a recycle out to the side. These players have got a bit more pace than they're showing us here, and I think they might have to do it to create a proper gap. They're taking half chances, and they need to make them into 3 quarters at least before they do. That time it was Chan putting up a shot that I think was more speculative than anything, but we will see. Still plenty of life in this game yet, a long way to go. Certainly don't want to panic, but I think they're really a lot more speed than they're showing us. So Chan again, things seem to be starting from him. A little dribble, then a pass across. Point man, is there anything free? No, so it comes back round. Same 4 outside. Gahari Haran working inside, number 6 for Singapore, but I'm not sure he's getting much joy all on his own against 3 Japanese defenders, but he's plugging away. But Singapore with 4 players very, very wide out from the defence. Assuming this is something they've drilled and quite deliberate, but they're really going to have to, I think, get a little bit closer by hook or by crook if they're going to trouble the Japanese goalkeeper. And now they're obliged to take up a long looping shot, and it is saved relatively comfortably by Yamakawa, but unfortunately for him, out for a corner, so it doesn't really change much. Singapore drop deep, they're ringing for the changes, there's a substitution taking place. They'll just have to be careful while they swap out Lim, and in for him is To. So is this a change that might break the deadlock? Japanese seem to have got this locked up for the last minute or so, and To comes on looking for all my knowledge that he's got word from the coach about something they want to try, because he's just told them something and they're trying to execute. It comes back to Chan. Back out to Q. Chan. No, that's Toe, it's not Q, forgive me. Couldn't see the number from here. Chan's lining it up, but there was a lot of quite nice passing there from Singapore, but not quite sure where it was going. The ball goes out of play. Referee Winter asking kindly for the ball boy to give up another of the match balls, and the ball collection system pays off, and then one ball comes back and the next one comes into play. So Japan, a 1-0-0 lead over Singapore. Can they capitalise on that? They don't seem to be in any hurry. Just moving the ball around through Kai here. Now go. Well, it worked for them. They slowed it down through Kai, and then they speeded it up as it came through to Miyawaki, and that was good enough. Gets a good shot away, close enough, tight enough angle, and it's 2-0. Japan lead. Still in the first half, a minute and a half to play. But is that the difference? The pace of this game's been a little bit below par for me for both of these teams. Will Singapore pick it up? I know they've got it in them. Can't believe they're happy with this scoreline. These two teams are playing in Group B, which is a group which contains Germany, New Zealand and Switzerland as well as them. And they are the lower ranked teams in that, but winning this would mean you just need to pinch something somewhere else along the line. A big ask, but never impossible in sport. And so it could matter. I mean, I know Japan are the marginal favourites in this game, but I would have thought they'd like to do a bit of something, because if they ran a bit of goal difference up, for example, and then got a draw somewhere further down the week, it could stand them in very good stead. But they seem quite content to sit back and wait and see what Singapore are going to do. 30 seconds, we can assume there's a one shot towards the end of the half. They're going to work it for Yo. If they did, that wasn't very well, and that could be costly, because there is plenty of time for this Japanese attack. Miyawaki. Oh, that was so on. That was so on. Yamauchi took a look at the open goal, well within his range, could have so easily finished that. I bet on the training ground he would do that 10 times out of 10. It just skied over the top. And now, is there a sting in the tail? Whistle's gone. Free shot called. Long way out. That was the saving grace there, and we're going to run out of clock, I think. We've got a timeout. Game clock is showing 1 second. I'm not sure if that's where the referees think they called it, or if they're going to want to just pop a little bit of time on. Because if referee Winter thinks he called time prior to that 1 second, he will ask them to pop it back on the clock, just to give Singapore sufficient time to complete their play. I honestly wasn't really looking at that, so difficult to tell. But that's the demands we put on the referees, to be clock aware all the time, and it would appear to me that referee Winter feels there was a bit more time than that 1 second left. He's going to have to just sort that out. Well, there is a bit more time than 1 second left, because we're now showing 2, but that's not really going to give Singapore sufficient time to do anything much. And that's time. So the half-time score in this Group B game is Japan 2, Singapore 0. Men's under-21 competition at the 2024 World Championships in Deqing, China. And the teams move to their new ends. The coaches walk up with the waters, give everyone a drink, give everyone a pep talk. For them, it is not to marvel at the beauty of the city of Deqing in the background. They will be fully focused on this game, but we can just see the cityscape behind us. Really is a brand new city. The road systems, the traffic lights, absolutely all brand spanking new. I'm given to understand that 5 years ago there was very little, if anything, of this superstructure here. An immense achievement. And here we are looking at the Singapore team, and they are number 1, Yo, number 3, Lim, number 5, Tan, number 6, Hariharan, number 7, Chan, number 8, Ku, number 9, To. And to our left in the white kayaks, blue buoyancy vests and black helmets, we have the Japanese team. Number 1, Nakajima, number 2, Murayama, number 4, Amamiya, number 5, Yamauchi, number 6, Miyawaki, number 7, Kamakawa, number 8, Chikaba, and number 9, Kai. And the Japanese team, chomping at the bit, lined up already. The clock showing that there's over 2 minutes remaining in the half time, and they're good to go. Respect to them, but I don't think Singapore will let them dictate when the game starts. They want a little bit more time as well, they might. They're 2 goals down. An extra drink and a little think might help them turn that around. So as I say, Singapore ranked 23rd in the world under 21s and Japan 18th. Both qualifying obviously out of the continent of Asia. Japan second to Chinese Taipei and Singapore 4th in the Asian Championships. Good enough to get them both here. Obviously very important for these nations to play in a domestic, if you like, an Asian team to play in an Asian Championships. This is only the second time we've played a World Championships in Asia, the last one being 20 years ago. That means these young men would have been born probably in the year that we were in Miyoshi, Japan, which was 2004. So for them, that's not even a distant memory. It was a beautiful venue built on a lake, not dissimilar to this, but not in a cityscape. And the temperatures there were sunny and 40 degrees a lot of the time. So the slightly grey Deqing weather today, with a lot of rain this morning, not quite living up to that billing, but the humidity in Miyoshi was ferocious, so it's nice to be a little more comfortable here. Referee Winter organises, gets the teams lined up. The volunteer table and volunteer line judges doing an amazing job. And we are ready to go. 1 player from each team makes the charge start. Once we have the ball, the goal becomes the focus. There are rules around the pushing, which is allowed, and the boat-to-boat contact, which is allowed. But the charge start, a crucial part of canoe polo, and this time it falls to Tan from Singapore to win that sprint and give his team possession at the beginning of the second half. Again, no panic from this Singaporean team. Yo, the captain, clearly just bossing the play here, what we're going to do. They're going to have to find a way of breaking down this Japanese defence. They're not going to do it by making nice passes out here. Yes, this is more like it. A bit of pace on it. Well done. The final opportunity falls to To, and he's happy to take it, but a bit of movement and a gap or two to be seen there. That's much more productive. They really have. I'm sure that must be what the coach was telling him at half-time, to get some pace into the game. Corner ball, that was much, much better from them. And again. The Japanese aren't going to give them this. Going to have to take it. Looking for something inside, nothing doing. That was Captain Yo looking for a clever pass, and he's put the ball in the water and left it there too long. Japan would be grateful for that. They will not get an easier pickup than that. Suspect they can't believe their luck. And we've got a partial press, I would say, from Singapore, but they've dropped back a goalkeeper. Japan bringing the ball at the field. Shot clock's in their favour and they can slow it down. That was a shame from a Singaporean point of view. Just put the ball in the water for just a bit too long and just had his pocket picked. by the Japanese. Now they're back 30 seconds. They'll be happy to milk some time off the clock. 8 minutes is a long time in polo, but every minute they can squeeze off plays into their hands. That was a massive shot from Amamiya. Off the post and goal line throw directly out of play. Very clean game being played by these two teams. Pleasing to see. Nice easy day for the referee and for me. Nothing too much to call. You can obviously contact boat to boat. You can push a player with the ball in his hand, but you can't get the paddle too close to a player, and there has been very, very few fouls here. Good discipline from both teams. Toe for Singapore, trying to get something happening. Goes to Tan. Oh, another massive shot, but off the bottom bar. This time it was Lim. He'd be wishing that that went in. Again, these margins must be tiny, but at the moment those tiny margins are just going Japan's way, and they're really beginning to look quite comfortable. Only a 2-goal lead, but as we go inside 7 minutes, it looks as if they think they've got this sewn up. I hope they're not thinking that too soon. Kai, the captain, fires it up, go corner ball, be a reset. Long, deep ball, almost inviting the Singaporean team to chase out after them. Nothing doing there at this stage. I'm sure they will sooner or later. Sure, Japan alive to that threat, waiting to see what's going to happen. Ooh, that was pinball ball. Nakajima took a shot, and that was off at least 2 paddles before it found its way out. Once that's happening, the ball can end up just about anywhere, but off the back line for a Japanese corner. Going to be taken. A lovely shot of the captain, Kai, there. He throws the ball back into play from that corner. High overhead. Again, steady. No rush, no threat on the Japanese. And when they cut that ball back inside to Yamauchi, finishes it nicely. And that stretches the lead to 3. Nice shot of him paddling back. Happy to score that. That really should settle this game. They look like they were playing as if it was one and done already, but 3-goal lead should do it for them. So Japan leads Singapore by 3-0. Singapore building well. Really not got close enough to the Japanese goal. There's been some great shots and some good runs, but can't help thinking that this Japanese defence has held them out just a bit too far for them to have a real scoring chance. There you can see that little chat about what we're going to go for next to make this work. And again, forced to take a shot from just too far out. Brought down, pinged down, and Japan are away again. Another goal really would seal it. I've got a feeling they've done enough already, Japan, but 4th goal would finish it off, I think. Oh, is that, though, the chance for Singapore to get back in it? Not if Yamauchi has anything to do with it. Comes sprinting out, picks up, tidies up for his team. That's one you owe me, boys, he says as he looks up. Came out, picked it up. That was a dangerous situation if somebody hadn't taken control of it, and Yamauchi definitely did that. And just takes the heat out of it. Nice work from him. Again, a little mistake there. Play on. Didn't quite see what was going on the far side of the pitch, but we come away with Lim. Yeah, and that's in the goal. Well, is this where it turns? I think referee Winter was giving a first deliberate foul warning for Yamauchi, I think, from Japan. And in that melee and the foul, oh, somebody's bumper's off. This doesn't really suit anyone. Somebody's bumper has fallen off. It's one of the Singaporean players. It's number 6, Harry Haran. That's unlucky because he will not really be able to take any further part in this game. Substituted off, no real harm done. The ref. And we're going. So 3-1. Singapore is at the Toho back into this game they were looking for. Came almost out of nowhere, but if they can keep that momentum going, it might be a game changer. But there's a silly 6-metre foul there. Forgive me if you're calling it that, but that's just a giveaway. Picked up by referee Winter, and this just puts Japan back on the front foot, really. Sorry, Singapore back on the front foot. Japan managed to tidy that up, but that could so easily have been a second goal, which might have really changed the complexion of this game. Japan pump it forwards. It's being chased down by Chikaba. He knows he doesn't need to do it, but he recycles it out to the captain, Kai. Is he going to slow it down or pump it forwards? Slows it down. And we recycle to Nakajima. And Kai. Chikaba fancies a left-handed shot himself, goes nowhere. Shot clock reset, corner ball. When you're a couple of goals ahead, shot clock reset and corner ball sounds pretty good. Just take another minute or so off the clock and suddenly it's going to look like it's impossible for Singapore to get back in the game. But at the moment, they've still got work to do, Japan. They had some clear space at 3-0, but now it's 3-1. They've just got to be a little bit careful. Goal line throw. That's going to be taken gratefully by Yo. Plenty of time for a couple of goals here. Japan might rue having just taken that slightly controlling attitude. As it comes back to Yo, the captain, and forwards, they need to think of something here that can get them close to that Japanese goal. Hands it inside, that's a good chance. Looking for a shot. It's out for a corner, it was saved. Does look like they're trying to get closer and closer in. That is going to be the key to this. If they can get close enough, I think they've got the arm to score. But certainly not from outside that strong Japanese defence. Holding foul. This is going to be a free shot somewhere close in, inside the 6 metres. That's a little holding foul. Been a tug on a boat, I would guess. Too far inside the traffic for us to see. But referee Winter or Sonberg picking it out. The shot gets away. Don't think the ball's gone out yet. Has now, and it's a corner ball. Hard to see there. For everyone, you could see everyone having a little think about what had happened. But Singapore stay on the front foot, stay attacking. Coming through Tan, outside, round the outside. Got to find a way inside. They've got Lim sitting inside, but they've never managed to find the ball, get the ball into him yet. Might be able to hand pass it in or some clever dummy looking for it. Don't get caught napping on the ball. Yep, that's inside. It's to Lim. No, that is what they're going to have to do. It looks like Lim's got it in him to finish them, but not on that occasion. It's got to be close. He's been driven back further out. We're not having that threat, say the Japanese. Can he find his way back in? Pressure coming on from the clock now. Really got to do something. And that's time. So, 3-1. Japan beat Singapore in the All-Asian Under-21 match in Group B. So that game finishes the Group B matches for today, and the final match on this pitch will be a women's Under-21 match, which starts in just over 10 minutes time, and that is between Malaysia Under-21 women and Taipei Under-21 women, so another All-Asia clash. Hope it was as close and exciting as that one. We will be back with you to bring you coverage of that game, of course, because we thank you for subscribing and